Hello, good evening. Good to have you with us. The first question is, what inspired you or attracted you to come to this program?
Well, the NBA told me about this trip, the sports they wanted me to come as a sports envoy and talk about the mission of the trip to bring different communities around Israel outside together with basketball. So that's why I wanted to come. It was very attractive to me just to be able to come here and connect with these kids and just encourage them to interact with each other, maybe other kids that they haven't met before from different cultures, different races, different backgrounds, different religions. Basketball is so great that way that it brings people together that may not have interacted together before. And I feel like we've done that so far, and hopefully along the way we can teach these kids and help them become better basketball players as well with drills and things that we do in the NBA.
What's your impressions so far? What's your impressions so far from the program, from Israel, from all of the places you do?
Wonderful. Everybody's been really hospitable. The people are wonderful. The kids are really attentive. We've come across some really good basketball players, some kids that may have a future in basketball, whether it be in the NBA or playing overseas, whatever the case may be. So I think that the future is bright for a lot of these kids that we've met, and hopefully we'll see them in the future.
Do you feel like you could have a longer career in the NBA, maybe some regrets? How would you sum up your career in the NBA?
No regrets, really. My knees are what they are. I was born with higher kneecaps than normal people, and that was something, tendonitis was something I fought with my whole career. So I think I made the most out of my career as far as my talent goes. I worked very hard. I left it all on the floor, so I have no regrets there. I wish I could have played longer. I wish my knees were a little healthier, maybe do some more foam rolls or do some more things to maintain better early on in my career. But if I know some of the things that I know now, maybe I wouldn't have run cross country in high school. Our coach made us run cross country in high school, and cross country isn't really good for basketball players and for their knees, so I probably wouldn't have done that. But other than that, I've had a blast, and I'm really thankful for the time I spent in the NBA, and I learned a lot, and now I'm able to do things after my career that are really fun.
What's your take on the evolution of the game in the NBA, becoming more of a small ball game?
I like it. I like the evolution because I think it's becoming more about skills. Even big men, you're seeing them having to handle the ball more, shoot from the outside more. You're seeing more stretch forwards, some 5 men that can shoot the ball from outside. So it's becoming more about your skills, and I think that's a good evolution. Obviously, it's probably a guard-dominated league more. If you can shoot the 3 ball, you're going to be very important to whatever team you're on. So that's kind of one thing that we're trying to teach these kids too, is get them to make sure they work on those things. Their ball handling, even if they're going to be taller, make sure they're good ball handlers and they can shoot the ball, and make sure they work on their fundamentals first. And starting close, a lot of kids see Steph Curry and all these guys shoot from the outside, and they want to start outside when they're not strong enough to be out there yet. They're just starting close. Make sure they have their form right, and that's what we're trying to teach these kids.
Now we see, starting last summer, a major increase of the salary cap in the NBA, including the floor cap. Do you feel like you missed out that you weren't in the NBA doing these days that you couldn't make bigger money?
Sure, I wish I would have played. I wish my career would have been during this time, but hey, it is what it is, and that's how it goes. I'm sure a lot of guys that played in the old days wish they would have been born later or played later in their career during this time, but that's the way it goes. And the people that are in the league now are taking advantage of the salary cap rising, and good for them, as they should. They've worked hard and they deserve it, and they deserve everything they get.
What do you think about the hardest topic in the NBA nowadays? Kevin Durant's decision to join the Warriors. Well, if he would have asked you for your opinion, what would you advise him to do?
I think it's a good basketball decision he made, because for him as a player, I think it'll be easier for him to score with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson out there. The defense is going to really have a tough time trying to pick and choose who they want to focus on the most and who they want to put their best defender on. And then the thing about that team is they're very unselfish, so they don't care really who scores the most. I think they're all past that, wanting to be the top scorer on the team. Steph Curry has had scoring championships, MVPs, Kevin Durant, same thing. So they're past that, they just want to win. And I think as a team, it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of people in the league that aren't really excited about it. I'm excited about him joining the Warriors and this idea of the players having more of the power and making these super teams. But hey, my take on it is where should the power be? The players are the ones that drive the NBA to be as good as it is, and the fans love watching players. So the players should have the power. I have no problem with it.
You see, since raising the minimum age of entering the league, you see more players going for colleges for one and done. Even big colleges like Kentucky and Duke are recruiting players now coming for one and done. What's your opinion? Would you raise the age, or maybe you would advise the players to go for at least 2 years?
It's tough because there's some players that really are ready after 1 year. There's some players that are ready after high school. It's few and far between. It's rare, but I think you can make arguments for both sides. If you make it to where they got to go 2-3 years before they come out, then a lot of guys will be more mature coming into the league, probably a little more prepared, because the percentages are small of guys that actually are ready after 1 year and after high school. So if you raise the amount of years you have to go to college in 2 or 3 years, I think the league would probably be better off because of that, and then the guys would be more mature coming to the league, probably more developed, and it'd be the NBA teams would be able to go off of more how the players look now instead of potential, which potential is a big thing when you're drafting guys. A lot of times the guys that stay longer in school suffer because people in the NBA feel like they've reached their peak, and I don't think that's necessarily fair to those guys if they're staying and working on their games and trying to get their education and then coming out later when they're really ready. But a lot of those guys suffer because they stay in school, so I'm not really a big fan of that. But it's a tough decision because it's tough to say if a guy is ready coming out of high school or even coming out of after 1 year, if he is ready to go to the league, his skills are developing, all those things. It's tough to tell that guy to stay, don't take the money, stay in school, and come out in 1 or 2 years when that player has to risk injury and all those other things. So it's really tough.
Okay, we'll finish with some word association. I'll say a word, name, and you answer the first thing that pops up to your mind.
Okay.
Basketball.
Fun.
Tulsa.
Home for a long time.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
The best.
Don Nelson.
Great coach.
Michael Jordan.
The best ever.
Steph Curry.
Best shooter ever.
Down by 3. Who do you want to take the shot?
Steph Curry.
Favorite arena in the NBA?
Oracle.
Favorite player of all time?
Favorite player of all time, Michael Jordan.
Toughest player to defend? You had to defend.
Kobe Bryant.
The player you enjoyed the most to play with?
With?
Yeah. Favorite teammate?
Either Baron Davis or Steph Curry.
The coach who influenced you the most?
Coach Joe Mercier.
Toby Smith.
Toby Smith. Great defensive coach.
Favorite food?
I love so many. Let's go with fettuccine alfredo.
Favorite musician or band?
Andy Mineo.
Favorite movie or TV show?
Favorite movie or TV show? Gladiator.
Best advice you ever got?
Best advice I ever got? In the D League, don't play down to your opponent.
And in 10 years, you will. 10 years, where do you see yourself?
Doing TV like I'm doing now.
Final words for the people of Israel.
For the people in Israel,
Yeah.
if you work hard, well, for the kids, if you work hard at basketball, anything can happen. You can end up in the NBA, and don't let anybody tell you different.
Thank you very much, Cardinal. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.